What's up, Stripe Nation? Blake Albertson here with B&B Lawn Care. I'm actually on my second leaf cleanup of the day, but I was using the BR800 here, and it ran out of gas, and I'm at my parents' house, luckily, cleaning up their leaves, and my Redmax is actually here. So I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna use it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna tell you guys kind of my thoughts using them back to back on the same property, power-wise. We're gonna compare everything, but these are gonna be my thoughts, real relaxed, and just my opinion on the two blowers. So make sure you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe. It helps me out, man, so check it out. I'm really liking this BR800 right now. Of course, it's not going to start. This is the EBZ 8500 Redmax. I've had this now. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It hasn't been started in a couple months, and it's a little bit older. It's probably about a year and a half older than my brand new BR800. So starting wise, I'm going to pull it a couple times. But if you guys checked out a couple weeks ago, right before Christmas, you know I had some troubles with my Stihl BR800. There was actually a spring, you guys know I don't know engines, but in the carburetor that was causing it to not start. So they fixed it real quick, brought it back to me. Now it's working just beautifully, and I love that Stihl BR800. But this is my second cleanup of the day. I used a ton of gas, and I just came underprepared. And I literally ran out of gas in my big can and my small cans. I do have oil though. I do have oil, so I'm prepared on that point. I'm just out of gas, and I figured instead of running back to the gas station, I literally today, I just need to get it out of these trees into the lawn, and then I'll take care of the rest of it with the mower. But it's gonna work out perfectly because this is my chance to have both blowers, use them back to back, and on the same property. You know, these leaves are super wet, compact, and even a little bit frozen. This is our first nice day in the last couple weeks. You know, it's been below freezing. We've had a ton of rain, so it's gonna be a good little comparison. I haven't used this a ton. Like during the season, I let my guys choose what they want to use. So they'll run the backpack blowers, and you know, whatever they like is what goes onto the trailer, and that's what they use throughout the week. And so I've had a couple guys love the Redmax, but most of the time they go back to the Stihls. You know, it's all at the end of the day, I think it's comfort and power is the two biggest things when you're running in 100-degree heat all day long with these on your back, you want it to be comfortable. So that has been my #1 complaint when I have used this Redmax. But I'll tell you, the BR800, I can already tell you from my experience, is more comfortable. But I'll talk about it after, but that's my beginning thoughts. Let me start by my beginning thoughts. My beginning thoughts is the BR800 is going to be more comfortable. Power-wise is one of those things. I know a lot of people are die-hard Redmax or die-hard Stihl. I think they're about the same, but I haven't used this in quite a long time, so it's hard to tell exactly, but let's get it going. One thing I do like on this is the gas tank. It's a lot bigger. And I think it consumes less fuel as well. So I just used both of these blowers. I'll tell you, the thing I don't like about the Redmax is it feels like there's not enough padding on the back, and it kind of like gouges into my lower to mid back, and you can see like that's not a lot of padding, and it's like tough, hard padding. The end of the tube falls off all the time. It kind of feels cheapy, like compared to a Stihl. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna like freak out on me here, because I know there's a lot of Redmax lovers. I'm not saying it's a bad blower. It just feels like a cheaper material than the Stihl. I mean, it really does. And this tube, this is not a good design. It comes off all the time, especially with, you know, just the power. I will say it feels stronger. It feels like it pushes leaves a little bit further, but it doesn't feel like it pushes as much leaves, if that makes any sense. Like I tell you guys, I'm not like mechanically inclined type, but I'm pretty sure that's the CFM is. I don't know the exact numbers on it, but it just feels like this one pushes further, but not as widespread. You know, a thinner stream of air, but it pushes it further. Overall, I think it's a good blower. Like I said, I wish they could just put some more padding on it and make it a little bit more comfortable. The straps are nice. It starts right up, it runs. Like I said, this is about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years old, and it still started on what, like 2 or 3 pulls. No big deal. Like I said, my biggest worries is that back padding and that tube. It just feels a little bit cheaper. I'm going to mention my problem I had when I first got this blower. You guys know there was a spring that, you know, in the carburetor that actually went sideways, and it was not allowing the blower to start. But for this review, I'm gonna take that out of the scenario because it is fixed. It was no big deal. And by the way, both of these blowers have been sent to me at one point in time by the manufacturer for review. So I'm I'm not on either side. I think they're both the top of the line blowers for a reason. They're very good. One thing I forgot to mention on the Redmax, this fuel tank is amazing. It's huge, and I do think that it consumes less fuel than the Stihl. I find myself going through a lot of gas on this BR800. This is a great blower for your cruise. Like, it's got a big tank. It's not like they're not gonna have to be running back to the truck, you know, if you guys are doing multiple properties, as much as they will with the Stihl. So I think that's why a lot of big companies use these, and these are both just reliable companies, so it's really your dealer support is what matters. But I'll tell you, a gas tank is a big deal, so I'm glad that they have that. Definitely lasts a lot longer on the Redmax than it does the Stihl. One new thing with this BR800 is the side start. It is my favorite thing on the blower. I use it so much, to have it strapped onto you, turn it off when you're talking to somebody, or, you know, a phone call or whatever you have, and then to just be able to start it back up saves time, saves your back from letting it off and putting it back on and things like that. Absolutely my favorite thing about this. My second favorite thing about this is the comfort. The straps are big. This back padding is awesome. This waistband, I know it's silly, it looks silly, I don't care. I didn't use it at first either, but it is awesome. Like, it is, when you tighten it up, it makes this blower lighter feeling, makes it way more comfortable. My favorite thing, my second favorite thing, other than the side start, is definitely how comfortable it is. And I think a lot of it have to do with the straps, and this waistband is absolutely awesome. Like I did mention, the fuel consumption is probably one of the weirdest things, because it is more powerful, I understand, but it is very noticeable above, especially the Redmax, but even the BR600s. This thing sucks the gas. It loves gas. So I do go through a lot, like I notice myself filling it up a lot more often, you know, especially doing leaf cleanups and things like that, where you're just wide open for hours and hours on end. You know, they're like those bigger cleanups you guys have seen. I went through like 5 or 6 tanks, you know, in a day. The shape is actually awesome. I didn't like it at first because they had to extend it. They had to make it longer, taller, to add that waistband, but it is totally worth it. It's actually a little bit slimmer, in my opinion, than the BR600s. It is a little bit, you know, with it being taller, is a little bit harder to handle and harder to store, but that waistband makes it 100% worth it. Let's compare these tubes real quick. I showed you that one, it always falls off. Stihl, I love the Stihl design. You can adjust the control. I don't mess with that much. But this, you can extend, and of course I'm not gonna be able to get it off right now. My hands are frozen, but did I step on this or something? I don't know. But it never comes off. You can extend it and shorten it. I just think it's better than that little notch that you have to get in and slide and hopefully latch. I just don't think it works that well on the Redmax, but definitely the most comfortable. Love the side start. Other than that, man, I mean, it's a Stihl blower, you guys know. It's so much more comfortable. So you have to think, when you're running this all day, power has something to do with it, but these guys are very, very close. Like I said, this one, I feel like, pushes more leaves than the Redmax, but I do feel like the Redmax pushes it a little bit further. So when you're doing cleanups and even like weekly mowing, I feel like you're gonna want that bigger push, like the Stihl does. And it's the most comfortable. I love the side start. I will have to say I still love the BR800 more than the the Redmax. Oh, I do wish they could add a bigger fuel tank on the BR800, because after seeing and just experiencing the Redmax fuel tank, it is handy, man. Like when you're doing multiple properties or you're doing a big cleanup, you don't have to go back and forth to the trailer as often. So I have to say, I'm still in love with my BR800. You guys probably knew that from just me talking about the Redmax over the years. I do think it's a good blower. That's, you know, like you talked to Brian, like up there in Michigan. Is that where they are? I think that's all they have up there. Like that's all the dealers sell and that's all the companies run. So obviously it's a good blower. I just think it's more rugged feeling, but the tube is cheapy feeling. It's the weirdest thing, but it's just not as comfortable. So I don't know what to tell you. Like I say, guys, dealer support is what matters. So if they sell Stihl, I would definitely go with Stihl. And if they sell Redmax and you don't have a Stihl dealer near you, I would go with Redmax. I don't think you're gonna go wrong with either one. Those are just my opinions on comfort and power and all this little sort of stuff. But I don't know. I do love this little side start and how comfortable it is, but I ran out of gas. So the Redmax saved me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I'm leaving anything out, let me know, and I can make a follow-up video, because I'm kind of like Cole. I've been working all day, so if I left out some information, I apologize. But that's it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe. This is the Redmax versus the Stihl BR800. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.